And our guest this evening is Avtar Singh, author of The Hidden Factor, The New Approach to Cosmology. Now, how did you get from mechanical engineering to more cosmological physics?
Well, it's an interesting happening. I was working with my son on physics homework one evening, and he asked me a question, "Dad, does physics has anything to do with life?" I said no, and I walked away just like any scientist would answer. But as I walked away, I knew something inside me that told me, you didn't give the right answer. And from that day on, I started looking into his physics book in more detail, and I focused on Einstein's theory. And from there, I started seeing things that there is a good correlation between the life and physics. And that was 6 years ago. And I could not believe that from there on, all my engineering skills converted to physics. And I have been since then working on these cosmology issues and how we explain that, what happens in life.
Mm-hmm. So you have a different approach to the Big Bang Theory.
Correct. I started looking into where do we stand in science today. I looked into all the theories, including quantum mechanics, Newtonian mechanics, and the cosmology theories, including Big Bang. And there's several articles I caught my eye by big cosmologists who said that what do we don't understand about the universe. The so-called Cosmic Conundrum, where they list about maybe 10 big issues of today, and especially Big Bang. From the very first beginning of the Big Bang, its singularity. So it fails right at the beginning. This was one of the comments made by one of the very famous cosmologists, and he said it breaks apart at the very time t is equal to 0. It's a singularity. So how do we believe
it can't be repeated?
It can't be repeated, and nobody can see through it. And as of today, the science and cosmology and any of the theories have not been able to go below a certain minimum time, and so t is equal to 0 is still unknown.
Does this include the budding universe theory?
I'm not familiar with that theory, but anyway, the Big Bang itself, there's a whole set of people who have developed alternate cosmology theories, and there are alternate cosmology groups and so on, and they all have questioned. In fact, I read somewhere very recently that there was a survey taken about how many of the people believe in Big Bang theory, and it was an astoundingly low number, like 1/3 or 30%. So I'm not alone in this. So anyway, when I started looking into the alternate theories, I looked into what are those paradoxes and mysteries that are still unresolved. And even before we go to the cosmology and the universe, there were some fundamental issues between relativity and quantum mechanics by itself. And those are the very issues that are causes of failure of these theories when we extrapolate them to the universe scale. So I started looking into more fundamentally what was the disagreement between quantum mechanics and relativity. I read through Einstein and Bohr debate and their papers, and this whole question of non-locality, for example, which quantum mechanics predicts that the things are non-local in the universe.
You mean they're simultaneously happening?
Exactly, like a speed of light being infinite in a way. So if you have one end of the universe to the other end, they say the quantum phenomena could be entangled in such a way that they are simultaneously happening at the, if there are two ends of the universe. And that means infinite speed, which violates the fundamental locality or the maximum speed of light theory by Einstein.
What happens if the universe is curved?
Well, that's what falls out of Einstein's general relativity. But if it's curved, it could still be, the curved surface could be so far long that it would take real time to get from one end to the other. So curved means closed, but it could be infinitely long distance, where if you travel at speed of light, it might take hours or years. So that doesn't help answer the question of non-locality, which is infinite connection. So that's one of the issues. Then there are other issues like black holes, dark matter, dark energy,